Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. This is Eisenherz and today we're going to have a look at the top 10 best cards for cEDH from all MTG releases in 2024. As always, cards are in alphabetical order, so without further ado, let's go and have a look back on which cards shaped cEDH this year. Number 1. Enduring Vitality. This 3-mana elk turns all of your creatures into Birds of Paradise, which can be incredibly strong if you play lots of creatures or can generate lots of creature tokens. My favorite way this is currently used is in Rograk Thrasios with Valet Floodcaller, Gaia's Cradle and Songs of Totentans. Number 2. Flare of Duplication. This 3-mana copy spell is basically another free piece of interaction for any deck that runs Rograk or a decent amount of cheap red creatures like Ragavan or Dragon's Rage Channeler. It can also just be a copy of an opponent's ad-nos or basically free. Number 3. Hazel's Brewmaster. This was a very overlooked card upon release, because upon its release Dockside was still legal in cEDH. After Dockside got banned and the meta shifted towards more creature-heavy Thrasios lists, Hazel's Brewmaster became an absolute staple because it very easily combos off with Devoted Druid for infinite mana. Number 4. Mockingbird. This is one of the very few copy effects that remained playable after Dockside got banned. Being able to tutor this up with Ranged Captain of Eos and potentially create a second Ranged Captain of Eos or another value creature is just way too good not to play. Number 5. Necro Dominance. Well, there is very little to say about this. What used to be Turbo Nos has mostly become Turbo Necro, and this, although nerfed, is still an absolutely broken second copy of Necropotence in your deck. Number 6. Polywog Prodigy. This little frog led to a lot of debate and people are still arguing about how good it actually is. But in my experience, Polywog Prodigy is almost a must-play in any deck that has access to it, especially if your commander allows you to evolve him once or twice early on, like Urza, Tymna, Kraum, Kinnan, Krark, Talion and many more. This is just a really good card draw engine. Valet Floodcaller. This is probably the best card we got this year, a flashy flash enabler that allows you to perfectly time your win attempts. Additionally, Floodcaller synergizes with cards like Birds of Paradise and combos off with Banishing Neck and Retraction Helix. Just an insane card that leads to some problematic scenarios in tournaments when everyone and their mother has 20 cards, 20 mana and can win at instant speed. Number 8. Shifting Woodland. This land is an absolute staple in almost all green decks. Being able to repeatedly recur any permanent in your graveyard for only 4 mana is absolutely broken. Especially considering that this can be done at instant speed, which allows you to copy lost combo pieces or win cons turn after turn or simply on top of an opponent's win attempt. Insane value in a land slot. Number 9. Surveil Lands. These have forever changed the mana base in 2 to 3 color decks. Where usually some weird low value lands had to be added to fill the land slots, now every 2 to 3 color deck can play at least 1 to 2 copies of these fetchable lands in order to optimize their fetch sequencing and top decks. Surveilling a land can be seen as fueling the graveyard and optimizing your draw. And in graveyard-centric decks, this almost means that you draw 2 cards if you fetch for a surveil land before your turn. And number 10. Vexing Bauble. This 1-mana artifact is so strong that it is currently being watched as a potential ban for Legacy. For 1 mana, it can turn off most of cEDH decks' interaction spells, some ramp pieces and combo lines. It can be played as a stacks piece or as a pseudo defense grid. But most importantly, it can be sacrificed, so it does not enable another player to present an undisrupted win. And that's my list for cEDH in 2024. Overall, there were some absolute bangers this year that definitely left their mark in the meta. Let's see what 2025 will bring, and let's hope that Wizards will find some ways to fix this format a little bit, especially for the tournament scene. So what are your top 10 cards from 2024, and what are your hopes for cEDH in 2025? Please let me know in the comment section below and check out my pinned comment for honorable mentions that didn't quite make the top 10 but also left a mark in cEDH in 2024. As always, thanks for watching my videos, make sure to subscribe and auf Wiedersehen.